Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. I'm very much excited to play some songs for y'all. This first song's called Royal Flush. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, something a bit like that. Welcome everybody, let us know in the comments where you are listening or watching from. Because it's always interesting reading the comments and realizing that these streams go all over the world. It's a really amazing thing. It's a bit of a miracle of modern technology, you might say. So I'm going to be playing a variety of material for you all this evening. We can even have a little bit of a chat later on about guitar playing. I get a lot of questions about guitar playing. So I hope you enjoy the experience. This is live stream number 83, I think, something like that. Time flies when you're having fun. This is a song from my newest album, which is called The Prize, available now everywhere you listen to music. This song's called Wandering Man. I hope you like it. Look at all those people tuning in. Connecticut, Idaho, Indiana, San Francisco, France, Bellingham, Washington, Oklahoma, Santa Barbara, Rochester, New York, Ukraine, Yosemite, Copenhagen, Croatia, Poland, Adelaide. Never, ever ceases to amaze me. Music is an amazing thing. Here we go, Wandering Man. A wandering man ain't no kind of man. He was born with a wandering night. He'll deceive you, he will leave you all alone to cry. A wandering man ain't no kind of man. He was born to make you blue. It won't be long till it's gone. And what you gonna do? He's a wandering man. He's a wandering man. Like silver sand slipping through your hands. He's a wandering man. A wandering man ain't no kind of man. He'll only let you down. The sun will rise to no surprise. He won't be around. A wandering man ain't no kind of man. Just a lesson to be learned. You light a match and play with fire. You're bound to get burned. You're a wandering man. He's a wandering man. Like silver sand slipping through your hands. He's a wandering man. He's a wandering man. He's a wandering man. Like silver sand slipping through your hands. He's a wandering man. A wandering man ain't no kind of man. He was born with a wandering eye. He'll deceive you, he will leave you all alone to cry. A wandering man ain't no kind of man. He was born to make you blue. It won't be long till it's gone. And what you gonna do? He's a wandering man. He's a wandering man. Like silver sand slipping through your hands. He's a wandering man. He's a wandering man. He's a wandering man. Like silver sand slipping through your hands. He's a wandering man. There we go, that's Wandering Man from the album The Prize, which looks a bit like this. This is the vinyl record, which is available on my website, or you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere you can stream music these days. I'm going to pull out the old Gibson here. And when I say I'm old, I mean she's 69 years old, I believe, so it's her 70th birthday next year. I think I did that math right. This guitar is from 1953-ish, maybe 1954. It's a little hard to tell sometimes with these old guitars. But I'm going to play a beautiful old jazz standard for you all at the moment, right now. This is Misty. And this is a kind of a fun arrangement because I'm trying to play the bass line, which kind of sounds like an upright bass at the same time as a melody, which is a bit like trying to pat your head and rub your tummy. Here we go. Good fun. Hope you all are enjoying the music out there. I'm keeping a bit of an eye on the comments over here, but I try not to get too distracted by them because otherwise I start making mistakes. And I'm operating my camera switcher here with the big toe on my left foot. Because we're a first-rate operation here. Alright, I'm going to play a song that I posted a video for on my YouTube channel. When was it? A week ago now or something? Cocaine. L-Trip-Enzio says, play Cocaine. You read my mind. So I'm going to play it, and I kind of figured out a way to play it solo that is going to be kind of fun. So for anyone who doesn't know, the bass line is kind of really cool on Cocaine. I'm going to play the bass line at the same time as the main riff. So that's kind of the goal here. Double check my tuning. It's close. See how that goes. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if you wanna hang out, you've got to take her out, cocaine. And if you wanna get down on the ground, cocaine. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie, cocaine. When you got bad news, you got to kick them blues, cocaine. And when your day is done and you want to run, cocaine. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie, cocaine. When your thing is gone and you wanna ride on cocaine, just don't forget this fact, can't get it back, cocaine. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie, cocaine. All right. a bit like that. Cocaine. It's so fun playing Clapton songs because I grew up listening to them. It's kind of one of the CDs that was playing around the house when I was younger. We listened to a lot of Clapton, a lot of Neil Young, a lot of Joni Mitchell, Van Morrison. So it's good fun playing those 2-chord songs. A friend of mine sent me a video the other day, and it's from when I was probably 12 years old, and I was on the road with Phil Emmanuel in Australia, and the name of the tour was a very Australian title. It was called Keep Your Maulers Off the Missus. And we had a good time, and we played that song, Cocaine. And a fella named Ron Barry, who's a legendary R&B singer in Australia, he was like the band leader. And Phil was playing lead, and I was playing 12-year-old boy version of lead. It was pretty funny to watch. So, how are you all doing out there? I'll pay a little more attention to the comments. Let me know if you have any requests or any tunes you'd like me to play. I do have a virtual tip jar set up for these live streams. The tip jar link is joerobinson.com/tipjar, TIPJAR. And anyone who chooses to leave a tip, thank you very much in advance. It's not required to watch the streams, but I put a lot of effort into having a really high quality stream for you all. Speaking of which, how does it sound and look? Let me know. And anyone who chooses to support the music by leaving a tip, I say big thank you in advance. And thank you to anybody who's left a tip on previous streams, because it really does support the cause. I got a couple other announcements to make. If you'd like to be notified when I announce live streams like this, you can sign up to an email list where I just send out a link and I just say, hey, I'm going live at this time. Here's the link. Simple as that. You can do so. The link should be in the description somewhere. Live stream emails. If you just put your email in, you just put it in and press submit and it's done. That's a good way to stay updated on when I do these live streams, because people tell me all the time that they don't get the notification on Facebook or YouTube. I also have a free download called 5 Steps to Master the Guitar that I highly recommend any guitar players out there. Check that out. And I have some upcoming concerts here in the US. So if you're in any of these cities, come along. And if you have any cousins or friends in these cities, tell them to come along. I'm going to be in Nashville playing City Winery October 18th. That was just announced today. City Winery October 18th in Nashville with a killer band. It's going to be really, really fun. October 21st, I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. October 22nd, I'm in Charlotte. October 23rd, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And November 3rd, I'm in Chicago area. That show's almost sold out. November 5th, I'm in Detroit. And November 6th, I'm in Detroit area. Well, it's actually Lake Orion, Michigan and Livonia, Michigan. And all those shows are in small venues. So if you want to get tickets, you want to be there, grab your tickets now because they're going to sell out. All right, back to some music. Let me see if there's any good requests here. Play Freebird. You know, I gotta be honest, I didn't even know what Freebird was until I moved to Nashville, and it was like this cliched thing. Australia has its own versions of those kind of songs. We have some good ones though. Play some Chisel, they'd say. Cold Chisel. Jimmy Barnes. Leanne Poole says, would you feel like playing Over the Rainbow tonight? That's a great idea, Leanne. I'll play that for you right now. Thanks for the request. Beautiful song, that. When I play it on stage, I always say, just a disclaimer, I didn't write that song. And the audience chuckles. See a question. Are you going to do a lesson on Over the Rainbow? I'll surely get it. Our 8th grade graduation song in 1956. Wow, that's pretty wild. I'm not going to do a lesson on that song because I didn't arrange it. That's a Tommy Emmanuel arrangement, so you can check out Tommy's version of it. I teach songs that I arrange, unless it's like a real staple standard, like Freight Train or Windy and Warm. Because there's nothing wrong with those arrangements. They don't need to be redone. But I think they're so good for us to learn. So that's why I teach some of those standards, but mostly my own arrangements. I put the walking bass line thing in there, but that's about it. Okay. KC says the audio and video is perfect. Thank you, KC. Okay. I'm going to play a little electric guitar again. Sorry to put you all through so much tuning. Well, I should sing another song. Request Georgia or Misty. I already played Misty. I played Georgia on a recent stream, so I should do something different. How about Streets of London? That's a good old tune. Put my capo on here. All right, here we go. Have you seen the old man in the closed down market, kicking up the papers with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and there loosely by his side, yesterday's paper telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London? Dirt in her hair and her clothes and her rags. She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home into carrier bags. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, the same old man is sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour as he wanders home alone. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the seaman's mission? The memory is fading with the metal ribbon that he wears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity. In each new dozen hero, a world that doesn't care. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Isn't that a beautiful song? Yeah. I'm going to play another beautiful classic piece of music called Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I don't know about you, but in my world, I've lost several people in the last couple of months. My old guitar teacher, who I took some lessons with in Kempsey, New South Wales, he passed away just the other day. I got a message from his family, and my old manager, Bob Burwell, we lost him, and a few other people in the periphery. So my sympathies are with all the people out there who've lost loved ones recently, because I know there's a lot of that going on. This is What a Wonderful World. What a wonderful world. All right, I'll switch back to the acoustic. And I'm going to play a relatively recent composition of mine. It's called Flow. I'm heading back to Nashville, like I said, to play a show next month. And I'm thinking of doing a little recording while I'm there. And I'd be curious to know if those who appreciate my solo guitar pieces would be interested in hearing them played with a really nice bass player and drummer as kind of like a bonus version of the tune. I'm thinking of doing that with this song, recording it with some great players, just for fun. I saw a comment that made me smile and made me reminisce. The comment was, Joe, have you ever played with the French Family Band? And the French Family Band, if anyone hasn't seen them online, they're on YouTube and Facebook everywhere, but they're a fantastic group of musicians from Australia. And I'm laughing because the first time I met Stewie and Camille, who were the parents in the French family band, I was probably 11. It was at a country music festival in Australia, and I would get up and sit in with the band. They'd have kind of like a big they call it the pickers night, I think. And Stewie was actually the person that inspired me to play a Gretsch. When I had the chance to have a custom guitar built in Australia by Alan Tompkins, I said, Alan, can you put a Bigsby on it so I can kind of play like a Gretsch kind of thing? So it's funny. I'm laughing because I was playing with the French family band before like Sonny was even born. And they're dear friends of mine and wonderful people and great musicians. And I love seeing their videos pop up in my feed sometimes. It's always such great music. All right, let me check out the other comments here. Have you learned any cool tricks from Robin Ford when you shared the scene recently? That's a good question, Igor. It's always a learning experience being around Robin. He's such an inspiring person because he's so passionate about music, and he's so prolific. There are a number of musicians that I know that are in Robin's kind of generation, and it really marvels. It's a marvel to me that they all put out album after album. Robin's last album is an instrumental album called Pure. I think it's really, really great. And to me, the lesson is listening to him play rhythm. He's such a great rhythm guitar player. I mean, just absolutely awesome. So, yeah. And also, he always gets such an incredible tone. Charlie says, great playing. Loved your cover of Wild Blue. Any plans to come to the UK anytime soon? I don't have anything on the books in the UK. I'm waiting for my wife's visa, my wife's green card to be granted. So it's been a 3-year process. But I'm not traveling internationally just yet till we secure that at least. Any possibilities that I can do an interview with you sometime? Yeah, you can contact my publicist on my website, just joerobinson.com, and there's a contact form. You can send her a message and we can do that. Any tips on how to train a rather short left-hand thumb to become capable of reaching the 6th string? I thought it said the 4th string there, and I was like, I don't know about reaching the 4th string with the thumb. That's a bit much. I would start with an F chord, playing an F major like that. Let me get the close-up camera, because if you look at my left-hand wrist, when I do that F chord, kind of a natural straight wrist. Whereas if I do that, I got this bending of the wrist happening. So that, of course, doesn't happen if you're in the classical position. But for most of you all out there who play cowboy style like me, that's where I would start, just with an F. And the beauty of that is you can do a bunch of kind of melodies on top. I'll also start with a D. So just those 2 chords are a good way to get the thumb used to playing on the 6th string. It does take a while for it to feel comfortable, and there's countless examples of great guitarists with small hands. I mean, there's 9-year-old kids out there playing with the thumb, with these, the guitar looks huge on them. So it's not as much a case as the size of the thumb as you might think. In fact, my left-hand thumb is longer than my right, because I've been playing that way a long time, and it's kind of grown. I'm a mutant. I love your playing. Ear training tips. Yes, I have some very specific ear training tips. Here they are. Are you ready? Learn to hear what you sound like. Learn to play with good timing. Play with good intonation and good dynamics. And learn to hear what you actually sound like. And the way to do that is to record yourself, listen back, and practice really listening to the way you sound. I think that is a much better thing for you to spend your time on than sitting there trying to listen to like a 4th or a 5th or a 6th interval, or any of those ear training exercises. My ear's not particularly good like that. The other great thing for your ear is just learning a lot of songs. And you can learn from tab, you can learn from ear, you can learn from sheet music, however you want. But if you learn a lot of songs, you just kind of understand how music works. You learn a lot more chords, you learn what the chords sound like. And I just think a lot of people start getting into this kind of theoretical ear training, listen to intervals and all that kind of stuff before they actually learn how to hear what they sound like. And I think that's much more important. And it's like, that's the difference between a really expressive player and someone who just doesn't, the music doesn't just all come together like that. I think it's the kind of synchronicity of what you're hearing and what you're playing at the same time. And it takes a while to get to that place, but like I said, recording yourself can really help. And paying attention to the timing, the tone, the dynamics. They would be the thing. And the tuning, of course, which is part of the reason I've been tuning my guitar this whole stream, is because something's not quite right and I can't quite figure it out. I do have a little ringing buzz on my guitar somewhere. It's just from a little screw that's loose because I just got off of playing with it. So anyway, all that being said, that's my tips on ear training. Is there anything that you don't like about your playing? Well, I was on stage with Steve Vai and Guthrie Govan and Yvette Young the other day. No, Billy Sheehan was on that panel. So it was Billy Sheehan, Guthrie Govan, Steve Vai, and myself. And Steve asked the question, what do you liked about your playing? And Guthrie Govan, who's one of the most incredible guitar players ever, just a phenomenal musician, he gave a very articulate, very British answer. And it was kind of, he didn't really toot his own horn, although every single person there was very aware of his brilliance. And I said, well, I got a very Australian answer for you. I really like my playing. And Tommy Emmanuel was in the audience, and he came up to me and afterwards and said, Joe, when you said on that microphone, I really like my playing, he said, I wanted to get up and shout, yeah, Joe. He said, because I effing love my playing. He said, if I didn't like my playing, why would I be putting all this energy into it? What's the point? And I think you have to find a connection with what you do, and you have to find just the sounds that you like. I think that's a really big part of the journey, and that's kind of why it's so great to beg, borrow, and steal a little bit from everybody and create your own musical vocabulary. But Steve brought that up a few other times. It's like we shouldn't be ashamed to really like our own playing. But the question is there anything I don't like about my playing? So there are a lot of things I've struggled with my playing. One of them is timing. If you listen to older videos of me, and I have videos on YouTube going back to 2006, so you can listen to some old videos of me, my timing wasn't great, although it usually had a good pep to it, but it just wasn't controlled. I would say timing is the thing that I've had the most struggle with, as well as writing songs. I had, when I moved to Nashville and I thought I could write songs, I'd sit down with people who were professional songwriters, and they just kind of, when they didn't like the idea, when you come up with a chorus idea and they say, oh, let's make that a bridge. That's kind of like code for your chorus isn't very strong. So I feel like I really struggled a lot with learning to write songs, as well as learning to improvise. But to be honest, I've always been a little bit fearless, and I think that's part of my Australian thing. It's like, just get out there and do something. Give it a shot, try. Because if you fail, it's just music. I mean, it's not the end of the world. And I would sit in with jazz bands and try to play. I mean, the good example was with Robin the other night. We were talking just before he went on stage, and he was like, yeah, I'll call you up for this tune, Phil's Paradise. And he's like, you cool to just follow it? And I said, yeah, sure. I'll listen on my phone. And this is not very professional of me, but I listened on my phone, and I couldn't really hear the bass notes, So I kind of thought, okay, yeah, it sounds like a blues. I'll be fine. And then I got on stage, and there was a lot more chords than I realized. And so anyone who was in the audience was probably watching me look at Robin and look at the bass player, Andy Hess, and try to figure out the chord progression. But it's a good example of just jumping in the deep end and kind of trying to figure it out. And I did that a lot with regard to just jamming with people. And I think that's just such a great thing to do. I really encourage guitar players to record themselves, make videos, put videos online. It's free and easy to do that these days. Just film it on your phone and upload it to Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and you can get feedback on your playing. You just, if nothing else, you just learn what people like after posting a few things, and that gives you kind of a direction of like, okay, people connect with this. Maybe that's something I should chase. But it's also great to jam with other people and collaborate. And that can be as simple as like finding one friend who you like to play with and getting together with them regularly and playing. And that's just something that I feel like I've come a long way in that regard. All right. Thank you very much for the tips. You're welcome. I'll stop prattling now. Scott Roberts says, just find your groove and do what you love. Forget the rest. Yep. I think there's a lot to be said for that, for sure. All right. Jan says, I love your songwriting. Your covers are great, but I really look forward to your own songs. Thanks, Jan. It's a funny world out there because, like, I put out an album that honestly cost a lot of money, like 40 grand or something. The prize, there it is. And then I put up a video of Cocaine, which I love. I love that song, but it's just such a simple song that's being done to death by everybody and their dog, and people seem to get really jazzed about that. But to get them to listen to an album is like, well, if you're not on the latest Spotify playlist, it's not easy. But anyway, I digress. It's the 21st of September, so I got to see if I can remember how to play that Earth, Wind and Fire song. Do, 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 do. I used to play it. Sorry, guys. I forget it. I can't remember the chords. I'll save you that. I will play something I've been working on. This is a tune. Speaking of playing songs that everyone just wants to hear. And for good reason. It's a great song. I have always loved this song. I get so many requests for it that I've been kind of learning a version that I can call my own. Because I don't want to be that guy that Phil Emanuel used to tell stories about. There was a guy who did a Mark Knopfler tribute show, and he didn't play any of the lead parts. It was just him playing a strat, playing the chords, singing with a backing track, and he didn't play any of the lead. He just did the songs. I mean, bless him. But come on, you got to play the guitar parts. That's Mark's such a great stylist. I think he's a good example of someone who's just plays what he likes, and it's just such a beautiful thing to witness. So this is Sultans of Swing. Wish me luck. Okay, here we go. Let me just change this. Get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, south of the river you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, you step inside, but you don't see too many faces coming in out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they're blowing that sound way on down south, way on down south London town. Well, you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Whoops. Check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords. Mine is strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. They say an old guitar is all he can afford when he gets up under the lights to play his thing. And the Sultans, another mistake. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky-tonk like anything, saving it up for Friday night. With the Sultans, with the Sultans of Swing. And a crowd of young boys are fooling around in the corner, drunk and dressed in their best brown baggies and their platform shoes. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. It ain't what they call rock and roll. And the Sultans, yeah, the Sultans, they play Creole. I'll leave the rest to your imagination. That's a tune that I'm working on, in progress. So thanks very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the music, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream itself. Phil and Tommy Emmanuel have an excellent version from 1986 on YouTube. I did not know that, but I'm going to watch that, as I used to love hearing Phil play that song. Just a classic. All right. Some interesting questions, but I gotta run. Have a good one, everybody. If you enjoyed the music and you want to be notified when I do another live stream, just put your email in the live stream email notification. You'll just get sent a really simple email that says, hey, I'm going live at this time. Here's the link. I try to do it 24 hours in advance, but sometimes, like this morning, I sent it this morning when I scheduled the stream, because I've been having some technical issues with Facebook. Anyway, my album, The Prize, is out. You can go and listen to it. Speaking of Mark Knopfler, Mark Knopfler's bass player, Glenn Wolfe. He's much more than Mark Knopfler's bass player. He's an incredible musician. Mr. Glenn Wolfe played on this album, and I think you'll enjoy it. So do check it out. You can purchase it on vinyl or CD on my website, or you can download it from my website also as a digital download, or you can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere they stream music. Just mentioning my shows again, I'm going to be in Nashville October 18th with an all-star band. I'm going to be in Knoxville, Charlotte, and Atlanta, Chicago, and in the Detroit area coming up. So you can get tickets for any of those shows on my website. They're small venues. They're going to sell out. So I hope you can be there if you live in one of those cities. And if you don't, I'm doing lots of live streams, so stay tuned. And I also have a virtual tip jar. So if you enjoy the music and you want to leave a tip, thank you in advance to anyone who chooses to do that. The link is joerobinson.com/tipjar. Please share this stream if you're on Facebook. Please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And I hope you have a good rest of your week. Take it easy and see you all again soon.